Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
And oop.
Hey, chat. How are you? Sighs like I didn't get a lunch today. So, back in the day, a year and a half ago, my previous job, it was 8 to 4:30, and that was fine, I guess. But my 20-minute commute in the morning, leaving at 4:30, it would turn into 35, 40, 45 minutes, sometimes near an hour to get home. And during that bumper to bumper traffic on the way home, I would just be like, what's the point of this all? Not just my job, but LIFE. What are we really doing here? New job, 7 to 3:30. Start a year and a half, 7 to 3:30. I was like, cool, hour earlier, traffic better. Then a few months ago, I was like, who wants to move to 6 to 2:30? And I was like, bet, sign me up. So we're doing 6 to 2:30. These are all with half-hour lunches. But recently, it was proposed to me, do you want to work a straight 8? And I was like, what? It sounds like figure skating. No, it's deemed a working lunch, and it's perfectly fine, where you just work 8 hours, and then you go home. You don't take a lunch. You technically are taking a working lunch. And this is for people who are out in the field, or they're just a lot of places and they just don't have a location to sit down, or they may get called away during their lunch for XYZ. And so I was like, yeah, I'll do that, because I've never cared much for lunch at work. Lunch at work sucks. From my first real job with Pacific Bell in my early 20s in San Ramon, I never cared for lunch. I took it only because I have to. It's a chore to me. There's nothing fun or pleasurable about it. I've never been one to pack my lunch. Too much hassle, too much work. And then you got Tupperware. You're just walking around with a dirty piece of Tupperware in the afternoon. Then you got to bring it home and wash it. And it's just a whole thing. It's a whole deal. I'd always be the one to sit at my desk and snack. Now, this was back in the day. Pac Bell, San Ramon, 30-ish years ago, 25. But it was before cellular telephones. So we would sit at our desk, and it was awesome. Sit at our desk and snack, chomp, eat lunch, do whatever. We'd sit at our desk during lunchtime because we would surf the World Wide Web. Yeah, that's right. This is before smart cellular mobile telephones. So we would sit at our desk and go on the World Wide Web on Netscape Navigator, which was so new and so wondrous and so wild. It was crazy. Netscape Navigator is now known as Mozilla. Terrible rebranding, by the way. Now, once in a while, did I take a break from provisioning DSL and doing trace routes from the DOS command prompt? Do you people even know what a redback router is? Do you? And setting up WANs and LANs, or as my Vietnamese coworker Justin Dieppe used to call them, the wang and the lang. Once in a while, did I sneak off with Chris Lum to Nation's Burger and get a 3-egger? Sure, but that was rare. That was once in a blue moon. Also went to Three Bros Chinese restaurant in San Ramon. Chow fun, chef's kiss to die for. But that was once every 6 months. Majority of the time, I was hopping on yahoo.com. Look at these headlines, bro. The news is right here on my screen. This is crazy. I remember back in high school, boy, do I live in the present. Am I right? Senior year, we got to take lunch off campus. So it was like freshman, sophomore, junior year. We're like, oh, we get to go off campus to lunch. We get to go to McDonald's. And then finally senior year comes and we start going off campus to lunch. We go to the McDonald's. But the parking lot was far from the campus. Like 5-minute hike, depending on where you are. on campus, when lunch hit, when the lunch bell rang, you could be up to 10 minutes away, and then you got to drive to McDonald's, and then you got to order, and hopefully there's not a lot of people in queue in front of you, and then they got to give it to you, and then you got to wolf down McDonald's, and you're always watching the clock, and then you got to hightail it back to campus, to the parking lot, and then you got a long walk back to class. So it was just never worth it for me. I would just rather stay on campus and get high with Ryan Flynn and Jeff Knoll. Nowadays, currently, I ain't gonna go to lunch and spend $20 like some loser. Again, drive somewhere, order, sit, munch it down, stare at the clock, drive back. That's not pleasure to me. That's not an enticing experience to me. It's just, why even do it to yourself? Just stare at your telephone, let the dead time pass. I text my wife, which sometimes can be important, but the other times I'm just staring at Insta or Twitter or Reddit or Facebook, maybe Threads here and there. It's pure misery. It's pure dread. I'm only sitting here in this uncomfortable chair for a half hour because I have to. And then another thing that comes into play is my new jobby job, new break room, same building, new break room. The chairs are hecka uncomfortable, dude. Like my old break room chairs, fancy, high-end office desk chairs, lots of cushioning, padded armrests, plush, wheels you could roll around. It's got the tilt mechanism. You could lean back like Fat Joe, okay? I need to lean back. Hey, yo, my coworkers don't dance. We just pull up our pants and do the rock away. I lean back in your chair during 30 minutes of boring lunch. And sometimes I put my feet up on the table. Sorry to the next person eating their lunch there, but it was nice. It was comfy. It was a pleasurable time. But my new break room, and it's fine. It's got a Keurig. It's got all your accoutrements, refrigerator, sink, etc. But the new chairs are hard, very little cushioning, if any, small. I'm a chunky boy. No wheels to speak of. Just horrible. It's no fun to sit in them for a half hour, a required half hour. And then I could go for a walk, but I want to text my wife. And then sometimes it's 110 degrees outside. Sometimes it's raining. So where am I going to walk to? What am I going to walk for? What's the gosh dang point of it all? And the positives of getting off early at 1:30. I'm home back in West Sac earlier for Len, for Luna. Pick me up here, drive me there. I'll be your chauffeur. I take Len and Lincoln Wynn to Target. I could drive Luna to work whenever she starts, and it's much easier for them. And I don't mind. I mean, shoot, I'm their Uber. I don't care. That's my jobby job as a dad/stepdad. There's less traffic. So my 18-minute commute to work, it's 18 minutes in the morning, 5:15 a.m.-ish. My 18-minute commute, even at 1:30, it gets up to 22 minutes, 23, but it was at 2:30, it was dang near 30 minutes to get back into West Sac. And so much less traffic, much nicer drive. So now the current agreement, the current situation I have is I get to work as early as I want, usually about 5:25, 5:30. I go ham for 8 hours. I'm pointing, I'm clicking, I'm smashing out emails, I'm copying and pasting like nobody's business. I take 2 15-minute breaks for show, and then I go home after 8 hours on the dot. Getting up early has never been a problem for me, so I'm currently waking up at 3:30 a.m.-ish. Then I take out the trash, maybe the recycling, scoop Frankie's poop, and I check the windows, and I make Carolyn's coffee, or I start it, I ready it, I prep it. We have the timed brewer that goes off at 6 a.m. I check my email. I start my laptop. I pay my credit cards and whatnot. So that's me time, 3:30 a.m. And then I head to the gym at 4:30 a.m. ish. I lift. I'm really strong for 20-ish minutes, and then 18 minutes to work. But that's my day. That's my morning. I wake up like 3:30 a.m., 3:45. Never been a problem. Thanks to Grandma Tien. She would never let me sleep in during the summer break. Everyone, all of these other loser kids were sleeping until 2, 3, 4, 5 p.m. Not me. My mom would barge into my room at 7 a.m. What are you going to do today? What's your plans? What's on your agenda? I was going to smoke weed with Brandon Mabini and Cliff Regadio, but I guess I'll go downstairs and have breakfast now and watch I Love Lucy. Saved by the Bell was on in the afternoon. And so I'm loving I'm so grateful for this schedule. I'm so thankful that I got into a new situation at work. Not that the last situation was bad, but this situation, this job, office, compatriots, coworkers is better, quote unquote, better. I fancy them more. And the work is easier on my body, although I'm not getting nearly as many steps, and it's much less physical. So that I do miss. But to the fact that I can come in when I want, stay for 8 hours as long as and even my manager told me today, he's like, Vince, you're an adult. And I appreciate that because he deals with people who are adult in age, but maybe not in conduct and behavior. But he never has to worry about me. I'm never on my phone. I'm always working, smashing out as much as possible, and trying. I'm always asking him, does he need help? Does he want to kick me some stuff? That's fairly easy and straightforward because he does the legwork, the complex work where you get into the weeds of contracts and whatnot. But I'm super happy I get home earlier. Yes, I wake up earlier. Although I have now I have 3 hours, 3 hours without Carolyn. It's horrible. It's the worst. I am bored sometimes. I've been thinking of doing DoorDash and or Instacart and or Postmates or whatever because I have 3 hours. And I already lifted early morning, so I'm not sure what to do. I mean, I do take Lennox and Luna places, and then if I need to do some shopping, the Gross Out or Walmart, I can do that. But far and away, there's a lot of spare time, shall we say, and that's fine. But I do need a hobby. Besides trolling people on Facebook and Reddit, and that I haven't figured out quite yet. Although I'm back to doing cardio, a little bit of treadmill. Maybe I'll start playing basketball. I need friends. I need a hobby. Let me know down in the comments section what your favorite friends and or hobby are. Okay, well I think I'm done. Take care. Brush your hair. Peace out. I'm outie 5,000 G Money. Gotta go late. See ya. Oh, and if you're wondering what my 3-egger order was at Nations, eggs over medium. This is before I became a sunny side up queen recently, but I was at eggs over medium over easy. Even over easy is still a little bit too liquidy, too much, too runny. They would keep it. So 3-egger would be eggs over medium, bacon, of course, hash browns, well done, extra crispy, extra crunchy, add onions, por favor, and for toast, sourdough. Holla at you, boy. Late. Peace out.